Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for stopping by and checking out our videos. My name is Nate, and our channel is Tactical Goons. On today's episode, we're going to go over, I'm having a little bit of a challenge with one of my rifles. So this is my Daniel Defense AR-15 chambered in 5.56. It's got a mag pull bipod. I have an Olight Odin with a pressure switch for my light. I have a dead air Omni brake on it, so I can thread on my suppressor. This one takes the Nomad suppressor. I have a Holosun. This is the 507C X2 in green at a 45, because typically I've got this monster. This is the DNT Optics Digital Day-Night Thermal. They're ThermNight, and this mounts here for going out and shooting coyotes. The pasture puppies. Oh, don't kill the pups. Yeah. You don't want to have any sympathy for them. You can't look at it that way. People are like, they're dogs. You're out shooting dogs. I'm like, no, they're varmints. They're pests. They're out killing cattle, calves, people's pets. So I look at it as I'm doing a good thing. And maybe you don't, and I don't care, to be honest. So my challenge, though, let's get back to business here on the video. My DNT Optic, I want to be able to use this as a monocular, so I can scout. I mean, I've got my Jerry that I can use, but I'd like to have two devices that I can scout with. So I ended up buying a QD mount. So that's a quick disconnect mount. I'll show that to you here. A little bit more detail. So little button that locks it. And when you unlock it, you just goes on a pick rail. You're locked. You're back in, and you're supposed to be able to hold 0. So take it off. Scout. Oh, there's a pasture pup that needs to go bye-bye. And then be able to quickly take this and put it back on your rifle. So just to show you that, this literally would go right there. I got to readjust it though, because I had to make some adjustments for the attachment that I put on it earlier. But I mean, it's already on there. You know, if it holds 0, then we're golden. So, and then a quick disconnect, and we just push the button. We're back off the rifle, and then you're using it again as a monocular. The problem I've run into is the height of the optic. When it's on, to me it's too close to the pick rail. So when I get a good lineup or a good cheek weld and I'm looking into the optic here, it's too low. I'm having a hard time seeing the information that's in this digital optic up towards the top of the window. So the downside to that is I don't like it. So I purchased a riser. So it's just a Picatinny 1/2-inch riser. So it goes on here, it's pick to pick, and then it elevates it by 1/2 inch, and that's perfect. But the one that came, it's kind of weird. It doesn't secure down to the pick rail. You have to take out your charging handle, slides over your pick rail, and when it's on the pick rail on the rifle portion, on the upper, it seems like the pick rail's too small, and it's just kind of loose and wobbly. Even when you put the screws in, torque it down to 20 inch, 20 inch-pounds of torque. It still flops around. So it's a Burris. So that's already on its way back. And I contacted them. It's weird as when you, even when I put it on the handguard Picatinny rail, it's a little bit sloppy on that too. So I tried it on a couple of different my ARs, and some of them it fits a little bit tighter, some of them it just doesn't. So I'm like, I don't like that. So I've gone ahead and ordered, guess what, off of Amazon. It is a Picatinny to Picatinny, but allows you some adjustment. So this actually has one of the sides that collapses in on the pick rail, and you can really crank down on it and get that secured. And then it has a vertical alignment, so I can go from 0.75, 0.8 to 1 inch on elevation on that optic. So I like that. And that'll be here today. So once I get that, I'm going to get a re-zero this. Again, the downside, the problem that I've noticed with this DNT optic, with this QD mount that I got, and I did get the QD mount from DNT Optics from their website, but they're not the manufacturer of it. The manufacturer of it is a company called, I can't see it, it's American something manufacturing. American Defender manufacturing. So the problem is it doesn't really mount. It's kind of hard to see. There's a little rail piece in the center. You can see that here and here. This part that screws onto it, it's a little bit wider than what that space is. I mean, you'd think you'd want it to be perfectly the size of that little rail, and it would just go right on. Well, it's not. So you've got play back and forth. So for me, I really had to make sure that hopefully I've got it adjusted properly and it's not skewed one way or the other to test it. And they're aware of it. When I emailed DNT Optics, they were like, we've had some complaints that it doesn't secure real well. And I think they might be making their own device that works specifically with their optics, because this one wasn't made for this optic specifically. So now that I have that on there, I just need to wait for my pick riser. So pick to pick. We'll get this on there. We'll go in, and then what I'll do is I'll zero it at 50. Once I'm zeroed at 50, then what I would like to do is take it off the rifle and do, just some test scouting. Okay, yeah, well, I see it. Put this back on the rifle with a quick connect, and then take a shot and see how we do. See if it maintains zero. If it's not maintaining zero for whatever reason, then all of this has been in vain. And I'm going to remove this and go back to the standard DNT optic mount, as my mind is thinking. Looks like it's drawing a blank, which it probably is as well. I'll go back to their mount until they release their quick disconnect. So, and again, when you have something like this, I mean, a $3,200 optic, digital day night with thermal, it would be nice to be able to pop it off and use it as a scouting monocular, and then have a quick access to just literally, I mean, it's just seconds, when you pop this on to get it on the rifle. It's on the rail and you flip it over and, and it's already back on there. And then you're ready to go when they're in range. So, but that's what I'm working on. I'm going to head over once I get that. I don't know what time it's coming from my best buddy, Amazon. I don't know what time it'll get here, but I'm actually going to go through the process. That day-night thermal scope allows you to record what it shows. So I don't know if it'll allow me to actually record on the screen when I'm going into the menu systems and I'm doing the zero. Because the zero process is actually pretty cool, where you aim at your target, you got your point of aim, which is going to be the center of the target, and when you shoot, say you shoot 6 inches high and 6 inches to the right. That's your point of impact. So point aim, point of impact. When you're zeroing it, you go into the menu, and then you go to zeroing, and then you put your reticle where your point of aim was, where you intended to shoot, and you press a button, and it freezes your screen. And once that's frozen, you have an X and a Y axis. And you go down to those X and Y axes, and you literally move that. So you move your reticle over to where your point of impact was, and then you save it. And then you take your second shot, and it literally should be right where your point of aim is now, or obviously where the bullseye is. So, and then your digital day night is there's two optics in the scope. So this top one here is your digital day night. So this little dial here is for us for your focus of your digital day night. This one down here, the big one, that's your thermal. And I think it's a I don't recall what the specs were on this one. So, but once you zero your digital day night at say 50 yards, this isn't zeroed. You got to zero both of them. So, and you can actually zero this one off of the first one that you did. This little guy here on the side is the laser rangefinder, the LRF. This guy over here is where your battery goes in, but it's also your IR illuminator. So for your night vision, there's the IR illumination comes out of this tube here. There is a dial that you can move this, back and forth to affect the amount of IR that you're throwing out there for your night vision. This also has another focus adjustment on this one for your thermal, and this little knob here is your zoom. I think it's 6 to 20 on the digital day night, and then 1.5 to 6 on the thermal. And then there is an adjustment here for the eyepiece focus. A couple of buttons here on the side. One changes from digital day night over to thermal, and then this little button turns on your laser rangefinder. It's actually pretty cool. So once you zero at 50 and you've got your reticle and you got something, say it's at 100 yards or 175 yards, turn on the laser rangefinder and this little red box will come up. Put the little red box on your target, and then once you come out of the laser rangefinder mode, so you laser rangefinder to come out of it, it'll literally put your reticle at the holdover or hold under where it needs to be. So you just literally going to put that reticle right on your target. There's two modes where you could set it where it'll allow you to put it where it's right on the reticle, or sometimes it'll do a holdover where it's going to put the line. So say here's your reticle and center is zeroed at 50, but then it puts like a green line, so many ticks down on that line. So that's your holdover. So, but we're going to work on that once I get that component this afternoon. And it's just the movie magic that's going to happen, because you're not going to sit here and wait for Amazon like I am. We're literally going to roll right into that next portion of the video right now. All right, so now I'm out in the shop, and we're going to be going over the setup. Let's see how it's going to work. So this is what I ordered this morning. It is a Picatinny to Picatinny riser. So we're going to see how this works with this QD mount after we get her zeroed in, and we'll run it and see if it can maintain zero. That's key. So I think with this part of it, I'm actually going to let's see. I think I'm gonna blue thread lock it just to be safe. So let's see. That goes on like so. I don't know if this is gonna get me back far enough. No, it should. No, it's close. Not exactly where I wanted it, but actually, you know what? I can squeeze a little bit of rail off of that. If I take it all the way to the back, or I'll do second from the last on the pick rail, and I think I'm going to be golden. But hopefully that doesn't make it too high. To me, it's looking like it's going to be too high. It's never ending. It's never ending, my folks. All right, so let me get this off. My floor in the garage is epoxy, and if you drop something on this floor, forget it. You'll never see it again. You kiss that goodbye. So I tread lightly out here. Little blue thread locky. So I don't want this coming off. I don't want this shifting. I don't want to lose zero. Let's see how this is going to work. I'll put this guy second from last. That second felt like it went on third. Okay, yeah, that's second from last. And then I'm going to tighten this little guy down here. These little. That seems pretty solid. I don't think that's coming off. I mean, it'll come off, but I don't think it's coming off on its own. Let's take a peek at it. All right, so that's how I got it mounted. I got it as far back as I can get it. And reason being is when I get my DNT ThermNight on here, I'm going to put that centered. Wow, that's sitting pretty high. That looks pretty goofy. That looks real goofy. And that's 0.75, so that's 3/4 of an inch from the pick rail. That's too much. That is just way too much. Jeez Louise. Why me? We saw how stupid that looked. So I'm scrapping that. And we'll save this for a rainy day. Whatever day that may be. And I'm going to go with one of these. So this is a True Glow. This is only a 1/2 inch riser. A little bit smaller footprint. Let me make sure it goes on the. Yeah, that's a good made up to the base. All right, so I have changed out the. What I had on there was this. To just 1/2 inch pick to pick riser. Set it as far back as I can. Get my ThermNight on there. It puts my eyepiece right about here at the back, right around where the castle nut is. So, to me, again, this looks a little janky. Looks a little goofball-y. I think it's just because this is such a small mounting platform with that DNT optic on it that it just, I don't know, it's just not hitting me right. But I'm going to give it a whirl. Because the quick disconnect, again, is just a, that's it. It's off. And you're doing your scouting. Oh, there's a pup. Got to get on it. And it's back on. So if it maintains 0 and I can hit my target, that's all that matters. So I'm going to take this out and run it, try to get it zeroed, the day, night, and the thermal, and see how it goes. Take it off, fiddle around with it, put it back on, and see if it maintains that 0. Let's check it out and see. Hey, what's going on, everybody? So we are out here at the range, and we are going to dial this DNT Optic in, get her dialed. So I'll get some footage from this. So I think we're pretty close though right now that I got everything mounted. I just want to test getting it zeroed, removing the optic, putting it back on, quick connect, and then seeing if I'm maintaining 0. That is the whole purpose of this. Turn on the optic. Watch it be my luck. I don't have any battery life left in it. That'd be wonderful. All right, let's switch this to day. I really do hate wearing Air Pro when you're trying to get dialed in on something. It just makes it so much harder to see anything because I can't get a good cheek weld with this stupid Air Pro. It pisses me off. All right, let's see where we're at. That's my full auto Daniel Defense in action. Always 0. You always want a 0 at full auto. So that one hit high. Little group right there. And a little group right here. They don't stand a chance. They don't stand a chance. We're good. It all goes down Friday night, maybe. Saturday morning. Good night. So that's going to wrap it up for this long 24-hour video. Thanks for coming by. If you like my videos, give it a thumbs up. Click the subscribe button. Click the bell notification. Get notified when I post new videos. Maybe I'll get lucky this Friday and Saturday morning and bring down one of them little dirty little monsters. And I will record it if it happens, and then I'll put that warning on the screen for those of you that don't want to see it, but it's going to happen. Got to get that training in. So we'll see you in the next video.